Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Today we are showing off some content of War of the Spider in this very special, not only attempt at a new format of battle report, but also a socially distanced battle report with Bryn.
Hello.
He's over the other side of the room, and of course the new wireless microphones are going to help with that, so you should still be able to hear us absolutely fine. But yeah, I'm going to be showing off some of the Deathguard stuff. Bryn?
I'll be trying to show off some custode stuff.
when he remembers about the stratagems. You have read the book, haven't you?
Don't be daft. I know Shadow Keepers are a thing.
Which you were very pleased about.
Yes, yes. So, be trying out there little bits of snippets of rules.
Yep, absolutely. Meanwhile, I want to say thank you to Daniel, who is a follower on our Twitch channel, for building this Deathguard list for me, and he selected the relics and so forth. So I will go over the Deathguard list next, and Bryn can go over the Custodes list. So here is my Deathguard forces today. We've got a core of 17 Plague Marines, 2 Blight Launchers, 2 Plague Flails and a Champion. We've got 2 Pox Walker units, a squad of 20 and 11. And they are the battalion. We've also got support from a Foul Blight Spawn and a Plague Surgeon with 1 of the new Relic Pistols. We've got a Hellforged Predator and a unit of 5 Blightlord Terminators, 1 Flail and a Blight Launcher in there. We've got a Demon Prince with wings and a sword. He's also taken 1 of the new Relic Swords, and his Warlord trait will be Arch Contaminator. We've also got a unit of 3 Blight Haulers, a Malignant Plague Caster, and for the first time on the channel, we have Typhus.
Right, and so this is a battalion of Custodes. There is 2 HQ. There's a Shield Captain with Castellan Axe. He has the Shadow Keeper's Warlord trait Lock Warden. I think that's it for him. Oh no, sorry, he also has the Relic of Terror Stasis Oubliette, which is also the Shadow Keeper's unique relic. There is another Shield Captain on a Dawn Eagle jet bike, paying an extra command point to take the Auris Aquila, because why wouldn't you? There is 3 troops options. There is 5 Custode Guard with the Pyrrhithite Spears. There is 3 Sagittarium Guard, and there is 3 Custode Guard with the Adricite Spears. There is a, I can't remember the name, Achilles Dreadnought. There is also the Vexillus Praetor. He has the Vexilla Magnifica. There is a squad of 4 jet bikes, 2 are upgraded with the salvo launchers, and there is a dedicated transport, the Coronus Grab Carrier.
So the first objective marker is placed in the center. No, it's going to be there. And of course 36 inches from the side. So it is literally on there. And then of course we go halfway in between. So 18, 19 inches. So project 5 down here, which actually goes there. So we'll dice off now for the deployment. I roll a 3, Bryn rolls a 3, so we'll re-roll them. I roll a 5, Bryn rolls a 6. So Bryn, you get to determine the map. Would you like to roll for which one they are, please? And Bryn rolls a 2, which is Dawn of War.
Lovely.
So, sir, would you like the nearest side or would you like the furthest side?
I'll take this side.
Okay.
And I won't have to lean over the back.
So I've gone for a very, very strong, hopefully, castle to try and protect their marines. They are definitely the hammer, and the anvil, of course, is going to be those blight haulers to try and cause Bryns to take them out, and then hopefully the plague marines can retaliate. Predator placed in the corner, of course, next to the demon prince, so that it can, of course, have a very good line of fire across the table at Bryns units.
Right, and so my deployment, the Adresite spears are going there, not a big threat over there, and go and see if we can tie up that objective marker in case it gets activated. Sagittarium just gonna have a few pot shots here and there at what they can. Shield Captain behind them to deny anyone shooting at him first turn. The Vexilla to give -1 to everything around him. Dreadnought and the tank to fly up and hopefully make a mess over there, and the bikes, well, we'll have to wait and see what opportunities present there.
So with deployment complete, it now falls to me to choose whether to go first or second. As this is vital intelligence, I will go second, Bryn, because you score at the end of the battle round. So I will absolutely take that. However, we need to determine which objective is active. Would you like to do the honours?
Why not indeed. 3.
3, which is the centre one. That is worth 2 points at the end of this battle round. The others are worth 1. Movement phase is complete, Bryn.
Yeah, just move forward in the hopes of taking some objectives.
These advanced and only got a 1?
They got a 1, they did well.
Okay.
But yeah, the grav tank floated around, got the main one for the turn. They scooted around the sides, maybe see if they can do a bit of business over there. Dreadnought followed the tank.
Okay.
Move forward to keep the bubble.
And who have we got shooting first?
We're going to go with the Sagittarium Guard.
Into
the little poxwalkers over the other side for now.
Nice. And how many shots each do these guys get?
3.
Nice.
I'll hit what's toughness 4, so
5 disgusting resilience on these poxwalkers to make. And I fail 4.
Right, so the Coroner's Grav Carrier is firing its Lastrum bolt cannon against the poxwalkers, and it shall be splitting its fire and using the Arachnus Storm Cannon against the Blightcrawler dudes. Okay, so 6 Lastrum bolt cannons, reroll 1 for the Shield Captain, all hit, and it's strength 6, so wounding on 2s.
6 saves to make on these guys with disgusting resilience, and 4 more die. So the beam cannon is up next.
It's on 2s because power of the machine spirit.
Strength 7, toughness 7. 1 wound, 5 up. I fail it. 3 damage.
Yeah.
Disgusting resilience. I take 2 wounds.
Right, so the Contempt Oraculus are firing its Dread Spear at the Blight Crawlers. It's needing 3s to hit because it moved. Both hit. And needing 3s to wound. It's strength 8.
2. 5 up. What's the damage on this?
Damage D3.
I will Not CP then.
2
2 damage. Disgusting resilience. I pass one, I fail one. And we'll change the number of wounds remaining with these fantastic new wound trackers from Terry at Demonscapes, who very kindly not only provided the bases for the Deathguard, but also these fantastic score and command point counters as well. You can get them with Dark Artisan logos on right now at demonscapes.com. So Bryn whiffed throughout his shooting phase, unfortunately. This guy shot in the remaining Poxwalkers and didn't do anything. These guys killed 1 Poxwalker, 2 Poxwalkers and 1 Plague Marine, and that was with all of the missiles, and the Lastron Bolter on the Dreadnought failed to do anything either. And that is pretty much turn. I do not need to take a morale check on the Poxwalkers, and I only lost 1 Marine, therefore I will pass. So that is it. No command points spent on stratagems for Bryn. We'll now move into Deathguard turn 1. So movement phase, very little done. I've shuffled the Poxwalkers forward. The Plague Marines have remained stationary because I'm about to drop a whole load of stratagems on them.
Boo.
A lot of them. But the idea is you don't have these.
Oh, well, I like your theory.
But first, we've got the Psychic phase, and Bryn can't stop me from doing anything here. So first of all, we're going to cast Blades of Putrefaction from the Demon Prince onto the Poxwalkers. I need a 5. That's a 6. Next up, I'm going to cast Putrescent Vitality on the Poxwalkers from the Plague Caster that's hiding out at the back there. I need a 6. I get it on a 10. And lastly, but by no means leastly, Miasma of Pestilence on these guys.
Double 1.
That's a 10. Smites are out of range, and Gift of Contagion is also out of range, unfortunately. So that is it for the Psychic phase. Let's move into the shooting phase. So here we go. I am dropping 6 command points, Bryn.
Sounds good.
6. In fact, you know what? No, I'm only going to use 5. So what I'm going to use is Virulent Rounds, which essentially lets all their bolt guns become plague weapons.
Well, that's just filth. That's what you expect from Deathguard.
Which gives me reroll 1s to wound. However, his rule is Arch Contaminator, which lets me reroll all wounds with plague weapons.
Right, go on then.
I am also going to use Relentless Volleys, which for a squad of more than 6 Plague Marines costs me 2 CP, turns my bolt guns to Rapid 2. Now obviously if I stay still, I get not Hateful Assault.
I can't remember what it's called.
Bolt of Discipline.
That's the one.
Right? However, they're more than 24 inches away.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is spend another CP on Overwhelming Generosity to increase the range of plague weapons by 6 inches.
Well, everybody knows an extra 6 inches is worthwhile.
And despite me wounding those guys on 5s, I'm going to use Veterans of the Long War to help me wound on 4s, even though I'm getting reroll all failed wounds because of the plague weapons.
Well, got some bad news for you, Harry.
What's that?
Well, I'm going to use a stratagem, the Shadowkeeper stratagem, called Grim Responsibility.
Okay.
Use this stratagem in any phase when a Shadowkeeper's unit from your army is chosen as the target of an attack. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack against that unit, subtract 1 from the strength of that attack.
So my bolt guns become strength 3, which means I wound you on 6s. Veterans boosts me back up to 5, but I'm re-rolling everything. Nice. So every Marine is within range to rapid fire. There's 12 guys with bolt guns, and because I'm rapid 2, that gets me 48 shots, Bryn.
Is that all?
That is all. This is just the bolt guns, by the way. I've got other weapons in the squad.
Well, I feel this is enough.
I have shovel hands, and I don't think I can even pick up 48 dice.
Right, try harder. Come on, son. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
I've missed 1, I'll re-roll the 1 in a second. So I'm hitting you on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the Demon Prince. It's a lot of 1s.
Well, hopefully they come back as 2s.
That is only, what, 3, 4 2s, 5, 6, 7.
There's 1.
Yeah, I see it. So 7 misses. And then the remaining shots all hit. So I'm strength 3 as a result of your stratagem, which means I'm wounding you on 6s. I'm wounding you on 5s because of Veterans of the Long War. And I'm plague weapons, so I'm wounding you on
basically 5s rerolling.
5s rerolling, yes. But 6s do nice things as well, which I'll have to double check the stratagem for. So I'll tell you what, we'll fish these out and work them out in a second.
Yep.
And re-rolling. So we'll count up those wounds now. So 6s are at -4 AP. He's got 10 saves that he needs to make.
4 up.
That's not nice. That's not nice in the slightest, Bryn.
And how many was it for the others?
14 in total. So what you've got there plus another 4 dice.
So, right, so and we're looking for 2s.
Oh, I like that. That's 4 1s.
So
That's 7 wounds in total against that squad.
So that is 1 dead and 1 wound.
However, I've still got some more attacks.
Oh, for the love.
The blight launches. So they all hit. These are strength 6, they become strength 5 because of your stratagem, which means I wound you on 5s. Veterans makes it 4s. They're a plague weapon, so I reroll. So it's -2, so he's back on his 4 invulnerable. Oh, he fails 3. So one of the D3 kills the 1 wound guy.
Yep, so remove that one.
And then I can't kill the guy with only 1 damage. That actually does 4 damage in total. So that kills another 1. So that leaves 1 biker remaining. So before we move on to the next unit, which will be the Blight Haulers into the transport, Bryn has just told me about the Emperor's Auspice.
Yes, it's a shame.
No rerolls against the unit.
Yes, it's a shame I didn't realise at the time, but...
Because I wouldn't have rerolled any of the hits
Yep.
or any of the wounds.
Nope. But never mind.
Well, you know next time, don't you?
I do.
But I've got no CP to tell them to plague weapons next time.
Yeah, but you've got other plague. See, trouble is, I was expecting all the flipping, what's the plague mortar dudes called?
Plague bear crawlers.
I was expecting more of them, but...
Daniel built this list for me, so thank you to Daniel. Anyway, these guys, into him. So because I am a unit of 3 or more, I get +1 to hit. So I am ballistic skill 3+. I don't suffer the penalty of moving and firing either.
You're at -1 to hit for the Magnifica.
Oh, him. Ah, okay. So 4s, rerolling 1s. This is the crack missiles. 1 hit. 1 wound, -2.
5 up. Yep.
Okay, 3 multi-melters. 4s, rerolling 1s. 4s.
Nice.
Oh, not good.
Use that last CP.
I've got 2 because I didn't use Cloud of Flies.
Oh.
What I will do at this point though is put the Predator into him as well.
Yeah.
So 2 las cannons. -1 to hit, so I do miss. That is a failed wound.
Predator auto cannon, or is that low?
It's a Predator auto cannon, but that's the las cannon, so I'm thinking, do I want to re-roll that? I'm not going to because I've only got 2 CP left. So the Predator auto cannon, I get 4 shots.
Nice.
4s, re-rolling 1s. Well, I just rolled 5 dice, so I'll tell you what, I'll just roll 4 dice this time.
Yeah, try that.
Re-roll the 1. 2 hits, strength 7, needing 5s. Nothing.
That worked out well.
So the score is 2 to Bryn, because he only controls the centre objective, and 2 to me, neither of us scoring first strike. The objective that is worth 2 points this turn is objective number 1. Right, welcome back after movement. Bryn, what have you moved?
Well, we have moved the Adresite Spears to hold this bottom left objective to my side. The lone biker that's left, I've just moved him onto this objective because charging him by himself isn't a great idea at this point. The Sagittarium Guard they ran 6 inches.
But they've got assault weapons.
Yeah, they do. And they're taking that middle objective, meaning I'm currently holding 3 objectives. The Shield Captain on bikes moved up there, looking to go on the hunt. The Vexil has moved up to give some the -1 bubble. The Dreadnought moved up, but the Melter Spears and my Warlord have deployed out of the Grav Tank. So we are looking to hurt some.
First up,
the Pyrrhite squad into the Blight Crawler Hauler.
Blight Haulers.
Haulers, crawlers, it's all good. Right then, hitting on 3s because of miasma of pestilence.
Yep.
Rerolling 1s for the captain.
Strength 8, I presume.
Yep.
Toughness 7 to 3s. So 3 invulnerable saves. I pass 1. You'd be 2d6, pick the highest for your damage as well. I'm gonna have to re-roll that. Nope, that's a fail. So first, a lot of damage, 2d6 picking that. Nope. All right.
Different colours.
Well, you have to apply 1 at a time because you could kill me with 1.
Yes. So
5 kills him. Oh no, it doesn't. So it's disgusting resilience on the 5.
that resilience.
Leaves him on 2 wounds remaining. 5 again. Kills him. Does he explode? No.
Okay, so I'm going to fire both melter missiles out of both bikes into the Mythic Blight Haulers. Now the captain will get a reroll of 1, hence gold dice will be the captain that I can reroll of 1, silver dice for the other guy that can't. So both hitting on 3s. Both hit.
Strength 8.
Both
2 wounds. 5 up. Pass 1, fail 1. Oh,
6.
is it d6 or does it do 2d6 if you're within half range?
No, it's just D6.
All right, okay. Because I was going to say it might have made a difference. 4 damage. Disgusting resilience. So I take 2.
Okay, the Lastrum Bolt Cannon going into the Poxwalkers again. Reroll 1 for the captain. All hit.
Yeah, re-roll that one. You needed 3s to wound me.
Yep.
So that's 3. Straight to damage, just 1 damage. 1 damage each, so 5 up disgusting resilience. So you kill 1 Poxwalker.
Right, and so the Arachnus Blaze Cannon from the Coronus into the Predator. Hitting on 2s.
2 hits. Strength.
7.
4s. 2 wounds. Minus.
-4.
No save. Straight to damage. What's the damage?
Actually, I don't know why I'm rolling that. It's straight up 3 damage each
Straight up
shot.
3 damage each shot. That's fine. You know why? Because I've got disgusting resilience because I've contaminated something or other. I saved 2, so I take 4 wounds on the Predator.
So we have got the Achilles Dreadnought is going to use its spear against the Predator.
Yep.
And the Lastrum Stormbolter against the Poxwalkers.
Yep.
Okay, so hitting on 3s.
Which one's this?
This is the spear. Both hit.
Strength.
Strength 8, so one's on
3s.
3s.
1.
One goes through, and it is -2.
So 5 up. Passed. So these guys shot sideways despite using assault weapons and killed 2 of the 3 Poxwalkers, Bryn. There was my amazing roll. As you can see, I passed 4 out of 6 disgusting resilience.
Disgusting resilience needs to end. 9th edition. GW. End it.
You need to end. I will end you with my Demon Prince and Typhus when they come hurtling in and cut you down.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
Okay.
Right. So my shield captain on Dawn Eagle bike is going to charge the mythic blight haulers.
Yep. So the bile spurt is assault D3. So I get 4 shots with that. 6 is to hit. Nothing. I get 2 crack missiles. Reroll the 1 for the demon prince. I get 2 multi-melters. No hits. Charge distance, Bryn, and you get to reroll this as well. An 8, was that enough?
Oh.
So charge phase, of course your captain made it in, he was just within range, and then your pyrothite made it in with a 7-inch charge. However, a number of things that Bryn perhaps forgot is that miasma of pestilence is on these guys, which is -1 to hit, which he's aware of, but they also have foul stench, which means you're at a further -1 to hit them in combat, Bryn.
Something else I forgot as well.
What's that? What are you forgetting?
To make one of my captain commanders into a captain commander.
Oh, to give him a warlord trait, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
unlucky.
mind.
Do you know what else is unlucky?
Yes.
The foul stench coming from this guy,
Yes.
which means that none of these count as having charged. Essentially, because it is your turn though, you still get to activate one of these 2 units first, and then I get to fight without spending the command points to interrupt. So, because these guys count as not having charged, Bryn gets 1 activation.
Yep, and I'm going to use one of the new stratagems, Slayer of Nightmares, to add +1 to the wound roll against a target that has greater toughness than my own.
And what was this stratagem called?
Slayer of Nightmares.
Okay, so how many attacks does your Pyrothite Spear Squad get?
15.
3 each. So hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
Yep.
8 hits, 2 rerolls. No. 8 wounds, wounding on 4s. 4 saves.
4 saves.
Minus?
-3.
-3, so 5 up invulnerable. What's the damage?
D3 each.
So you need to do these 1 at a time. 2. So that's 1 wound dealt.
1.
No, you didn't reroll that, it was cocked.
1.
1, okay. Which I failed, so that's 2 wounds done.
3.
3. I save 1, so that's 4 wounds done altogether. That doesn't kill it.
Nope.
So I piled in with the haulers. I get 6 attacks total, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s because of the demon prince. I get 1 hit. Strength 6, toughness 5. That's a fail, but it's a plague weapon. That's still a fail.
Awesome. Right then, so the shield captain on his jet bike is going to attack the blight haulers. 5 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Reroll the 1.
1 for himself.
2 hits. Strength 6, 5's rerolling. 1, 5 up. Fail it. D3. 3. I need to pass 2. No, I pass 1, which means I could explode here.
Yep.
Oh, I do. So all
everywhere.
1 damage within 7 inches. So with that, Blight Hauler destroyed, Bryn consolidates in. I lost a single Plague Marine and a wound on the Foul Blight Spawn. And as you can see, several wounds inflicted on all the models in range over here. So in my turn, we are moving forward. The Predator has stayed back, the Poxwalkers have pushed forward, and we've got a number of things happening any second now. Going into the Psychic phase, we realise that these guys have dropped here 9 inches away from these in the hopes of trying to steal this objective.
No.
Well, we're going to try.
No.
We're going to try. So, a number of powers coming in. Blades of Putrefaction, add 1 to wound rolls made with plague weapons, is going on to the Plague Marines. And that goes off. We are also going to cast Miasma of Pestilence on the Plague Marines. That goes off as well. We're going to cast Putrescent Vitality on the Poxwalkers. That goes off as well. And then finally, Gift of Contagion on these guys. Well, it's not finally, but that fails. However, the Demon Prince hasn't cast any powers, so he's going to smite to do, hopefully, a wound to your Shield Captain. And he fails. Right, so here we go. The Foul Blightspawn up first. D6 shots for 2. Strength 9. Automatically hit him. It's a plague weapon, so I'm wounding you on 3s, re-rolling. 2 wounds at -3, 3 damage each.
3 up.
It is what it is. I'm going to then put all of the bolt of fire into him, along with the blight launchers. So we'll do that one off camera, but something that I will get on camera is the Predator shooting at this guy. So, las cannons. 2 hits even with the -1. 1 wound. -3. This is at the Dreadnought.
5 up.
Ooh. Do you want to CP it?
No.
4 damage. Does he have a shrug?
He does.
5s or 6s?
I believe it's 6.
No, so he takes the 4 damage, leaving him on 3 wounds remaining. No, 5 wounds remaining. Predator auto cannon. I get 4 shots. 4s. Nothing. Nothing.
Should've.
The Plague Surgeon will now fire Worm Spitter straight into the Pyrothite Spears.
Yep.
So I'm hitting you on 3s. I'll re-roll that. Never mind.
Should have gone to Spec Savers.
But the reason I wanted that, right, is because it then they then count as corroded, which means I can then re-roll everything against them. So the Blight Lord Terminators down here did 2 wounds to, have you allocated this to the Sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay. And all of the bolt guns managed to do 3 wounds to the Captain, but I've still got the Blight Launchers to fire. Reroll the 1 because of the Demon Prince. Okay. Strength 6, toughness 4, toughness 6, so 4s to wound. Plague Weapon, so re-roll because of Arch Contaminator. 1 wound at -2. It is D3 damage.
I shall
Yeah.
re-roll that.
Makes sense? Yeah, it passes. And that is all my shots. Okay, so that leaves him on 3 wounds remaining. Now, it is now the charge phase. So first of all, Poxwalkers are going to charge the Pyrothite Spears. So I presume that's just 1 shot each, is it?
Yep.
3 hits. It's only 2 wounds.
Oh no, I did toughness 5 or something.
Yeah.
So 2 wounds.
What's the damage? 3 and 4. So the 3 lives.
Damn, son.
And the 4, he would die even if I managed to make that roll of a 1. So their charge distance is 7. So we'll pile them in. Next up, the Demon Prince will declare his charge against the Biker and them. So they can't overwatch because obviously they'll be tagged, but the Biker can.
I will use the flat burst because it's going to hit on 6s regardless.
Nope.
Shot.
Charge distance for the Demon.
That was how many shots?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh,
Reroll 1.
for himself.
Nope.
No.
And I make it with a 6-inch charge. The Plague Marines will then declare both of them. So no overwatch. That is an 11.
Oh dear.
And I've still got 1 more charge to do with these, but we'll pile them other guys in first. So after all the pilings down here, I've left enough space for Typhus to come hurtling through that gap. He is of course declaring both of them as the target to make sure I can try and get in. On a 9, he will make it in to both of them and I can squeeze right in there so that when I do activate the other units, I've got more space to pile in. And lastly, but not least, these guys. That is a 9.
Nice.
But you do get your Overwatch.
I do.
So I'm going to go with the Poxwalkers first. I'm going to use the stratagem Mutant Strain. So any 6s I roll to wound, do a mortal wound on you. And I'm actually strength 5 because of Putrescent Vitality and Typhus being there as well. So I've got 32 attacks, hitting on 4s because I've got more than 10 models in the unit, re-rolling 1s because of the Demon Prince. So I do re-roll the 1s, but any additional 1s that these then roll, I take a mortal wound myself. So I take 2 mortal wounds, we'll resolve that shortly, but I do hit on 4s. There we go, not a bad roll. So I'll wound you on 4s, fishing for 6s. So that is 5 mortal wounds.
Ouch.
In addition to 8 wounds. So 5 mortal wounds, it's not in addition, but that does kill 2 guys because of the wound from the Exploding Blight Hauler, and Bryns saved the rest. He's now paying his last 2 command points to interrupt with the Pyrothite Spears to attack Typhus.
Yep. See if we can bring that bad boy down. All hit. Toughness 5?
Yeah, yes, he will be, I believe. Might be toughness 6 though. Typhus is toughness 5.
4s.
Oof!
That, my dear boy, is 7.
7 saves.
At -3.
4 invulnerable. 1.
Damn!
1. Damage. D3.
2.
2. So I take 1 wound on Typhus.
Oh. That started off well.
So I do get 2 Poxwalkers back actually for killing 2 of the Pyrothetes, but do I take the mortal wounds? So I lose 1 and I gain 2 models, so essentially I gain 1 model back. That's nice. So Typhus is going to go next because, you know, he's tasty. So I have 5 attacks for charging, and I am going to remember Death to the False Emperor this time. You know why? You know why? Because it's cool. Bad lad Typhus, straight into these Pyrothite Spears next. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because of that naughty Demon Prince. All hit. 2 Death to the False Emperors. Is it just an extra attack or is it an extra hit? Either way, they both hit. These are strength 7, so I'm wounding you on 3s. And it's a plague weapon.
As everything seems to be.
Okay, so it is also -3 and 3 damage each. So that's 6 saves that you need to make. Fail 3 of these and your squad is dead.
4s. There you go.
Squad's dead. God, he's a weapon, isn't he?
What a tool he is.
Are you ready for some burn, Bryn?
Yeah, go on.
Are you ready for some Nurgle goodness? So 5 attacks from the Demon Prince, right? Wow. So I get 3 6s. Now because I have the Epidemiist Blade, those 3 6s just count as 3 extra hits. I also get 3 extra attacks because of Death to the False Emperor. That then counts as an additional hit. Because I made an extra attack. Wow. It is, so he's strength 7 base. This makes him strength 8, so I'm wounding you on 3s. It's a plague weapon and I have Arch Contaminator, which means I reroll all failed wounds. Please take that many saves at -2, flat 3 damage.
Many swears.
Wow. Daniel, that Arch Contaminator with that sword, man.
Cheers, Daniel.
God, imagine if I charged into a block of 5, I could have murderized them. Why didn't I go for that? take your saves. Come on. Oh, look, he's dead.
Yeah, just a bit of a slight.
You failed 4. So I put 3 Poxwalkers back from what Typhus killed over there. But down here, the flail, I get D3 attacks for each attack, and I get 3 attacks because I charged. Oh well, that's about average. So I'm hitting you on 3s. Okay. Strength 6, I wound you on 3s.
Except for the false emperor.
Did I get a 6?
You did.
Just 1?
Yeah.
It hits, it wounds. So 3 wounds at -2, 2 damage each. I'm silly, I shouldn't have done this first. I should have done it after I'd done the axes, because you've got a 1 wound guy there. Killed him.
Kills that one.
And damage spills over.
Yes. Well, yeah, so it didn't really matter, did it, really?
No, it doesn't actually, yeah, so good point.
How much damage?
2 damage.
So...
Next guy's down to 2 wounds. And Bubonic Axes up next. So 3s and 2s miss, but I did get 4 6s. So 1 more miss.
So you said 3s and 2s mix. Got 2 3s there.
No, the 3s hit the weapon skill 3. The Marines.
I could have swore you said 3s and 2s mix. Sorry.
Now you're throwing me off, Bryn. What strength are there? Bubonic Axes is strength 5, so I'm winning you on 4s. And, do you want to know something awesome? You're a plague weapon. But I can only reroll 1s because that's normally what a plague weapon is. So the 6 to wound is irrelevant because...
So that's 3, 7.
Yeah. 2s and 3s fails to wound because I'm only strength 5. That's maybe what you got confused with. So yeah, 7.
They're dead.
Oh! Wow.
They are dead.
That turn was game changing.
I tell you what, since these are getting some rules, these Shadow Keepers, they're pretty naff.
and I will also consolidate to get closer to your other guys. So come at me, bro.
I still get 2 points.
You get 2 points
Yep.
for controlling these 2.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I get 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just BS, man.
It's not BS. That puts me on 6 points to your 4.
Jeez. Very, very horrible stinking.
Movement.
Yep.
So they stood still.
They've had a bit of a shuffle.
Did they do the truffle shuffle?
Might as well. for what good they've been. The warlord's gone round there. He's gonna try and do a bit of an assassination
On the Demon Prince?
Yep.
Nice.
Contemptor's just moving. He's obviously fell back from combat.
Do you know what we forgot to do?
What did we forget?
The active objective.
The active objective.
1.
That one again.
Yeah.
So, actually, it was my turn to roll for it, but not mine. I honestly don't think I've got anything to pull this back. Yeah, so...
Straight into shooting?
Yep.
So a very quick recap turn for Custodes shooting. This guy killed the Poxwalker over this side. The other 2 managed to take out a couple of Poxwalkers. The Stormbolter from this guy and everything from this went into the Poxwalkers, killed a handful. And the Spear went for the Predator and missed. You've still got this guy though.
Oh, I have. Completely forgot about it. So I shall fire a melting missile at
these?
Yeah.
Hits. Wounds. Pass me in 1.
Nice.
Charges.
Yes. Warlord into the Demon Prince.
Yep. Being very careful to just get within half the inch because of the Foul Blight spawn back there.
The Vexilla will have a laugh and charge the Poxwalkers.
Yep, and he's in as well.
The Dreadnought
will
do the same.
Oh, you're staying 3 inches away from Typhus.
Yeah, shame that, isn't it?
Oh.
Alright then.
Is that it?
It is. I've just remembered I've got Fiery Flamer. No.
Go for it. No, go for it, please. D6 auto hits. 5. Strength 5. Is it a heavy flamer or a normal flamer?
Heavy.
So force to wound because they're toughness 5. 1. Reroll the 1 because of the Plague Surgeon. I'll lose 1 more Poxwalker basically. Okay.
Right then.
Who are you going with first, good sir?
Oh, I think we're going to have to go with the... yeah, you've got no CP to interrupt, so I'll go with the Warlord.
The Warlord,
right then.
nice. So Bryn is going first with his Shield Captain. Because of his Warlord trait, I subtract 1 from my hit rolls. And because of his Relic, I halve the number of attacks that I have, and you can reroll wound rolls of a 1 against the Demon Prince.
And you were at -1 to your save.
Yeah. That's actually quite good.
This is the Shadow Keeper's Warlord trait and unique relic. It's quite a combo. So here we go, 2s.
Nice. Strength?
Strength 8.
Toughness 6 or 3s?
And I reroll wounds of 1.
Okay, so that's 4. Minus?
-2, I believe, for the Castellan Axe.
Which then becomes essentially -3.
Yeah.
Which drops me to either a 6-up invuln or a 6-up armor save anyway. Pass 1. What's the damage?
So that's 3d3.
9.
9 damage.
He's got 8 wounds.
Come on!
I need 2 5-ups.
Come on! No.
No!
Thunk.
Wow.
The Executioner's Axe drops.
Wow.
Go Exian Hail.
Slay the Warlord, mate.
Woohoo! I've got a point.
Wow. That was good.
That's, as I say, that combo is pretty brutal.
Would you like to consolidate towards the Poxwalkers? So very quick recap. So Bryn didn't do any damage on the charge with the lunge. I think the Dreadnought killed 2 Poxwalkers. This guy killed 3. So what Bryn had done is he consolidated in with him. Then when he killed 3, I took the 3 from here. And then when he killed the 2, I removed from here, which meant I could pile in towards him, essentially leaving these 2 free for me to now shoot at.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, that's Bryn's turn.
I killed the Warlord. I killed the Warlord.
Well, do you know what? Typhus is going to kill you.
Don't care. I killed the Warlord.
It was lucky. I should have gotten statistically at least 1 more 5.
You should have statistically, but you didn't.
No, I didn't. Right, let's go. Movement phase. Everything's just pushed forward, Bryn. Psychic phase. Blades of Putrefaction. Goes off. Putrescent Vitality on the Poxwalkers. Also goes off. Miasma of Pestilence from Typhus onto the Plague Marines. Goes off. And then Smite from Typhus. Fails. That's fine. Straight into shooting phase, I know exactly what is happening. So this guy's putting his Bile Spurt into these, the Multi-Melter and the Missile Launcher into them. So the Bile Spurt has 2 attacks, 1 hit, strength 6, that's a wound, -1. I want to make sure it's -1. It might not be, but I'm pretty sure it is. The Bile Spurt from the Blight Hauler, yeah, it's -1. So 1 damage. Multi-Melter and Crack Missile at the Grav Tank. Multi-Melter. Misses. Crack Missile. Misses.
Nice.
So the Terminator's only got a single wound on these guys over here. That's fine. His Flamer into the Praetor. So it's D6 shots for 5. 2d6 strength. 4. So I need 5s to wound, but it's a plague weapon. 1 wound, -3.
3 up for the Storm Shield. Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
And then I'm going to put, I'll have to measure what bolt guns can fire at characters, which one's going to have to go to him, unfortunately. Okay, so all of the Marines here pumped everything they had into the Warlord and left him on 2 wounds. Typhus has just used the Destroyer Hive, and I've rolled 2 wounds. It's -3, Bryn. He doesn't have a Storm Shield either, does he?
No. 4s. Oh my word.
He's dead?
He is.
That means Typhus can charge him and obliterate him instead.
Yep.
Well, I've still got a couple of shots to fire, believe it or not. That Predator can see this guy.
Right, yo.
So, 2 las cannons. Auto cannon. 3 shots.
Yeah, he's doing good, yeah.
Charge phase. What the hell? Typhus at him. Any Overwatch?
He's got no shooting.
Oh, look, Typhus is in. Well, he rolled that big enough, so I'm going to put Typhus there.
Oh, come on.
And then the Plague Marines are going in. 8. So here we go. I'm going to go first with the Plague Marines, just because. So the Plague Flails, or Flail of Corruption, I only get 1 attack each for the Marines. Or I get 2 because I charged.
Oh.
But each one is D3. So that gets me 3. And each one then gets me an extra 1. So I'm hitting you on 3s. I get no death to the False Emperors. It's strength +1, I think it was. Flail of Corruption. Why is it not there?
Oh.
Oh, it is strength +2, so it's strength 6. So they all wound. The -2 and the 2 damage each, and it spills over. How many wounds does he have?
He's unwounded.
Okay, so now he's took 2.
No, he hasn't.
Why?
Storm Shield.
2 damage.
Oh, yeah, right. I see what you meant. Yeah, sorry.
4 wounds in total with the Plague Knives.
3s. Takes 2 more.
Does he not have 2 up armor?
Oh, right, yeah. 1.
So how many wounds has he taken? 3. He's got 2 wounds left.
Yep.
Okay, Typhus is going to go. 5 attacks. He doesn't get reroll the 1, but he does get death to the False Emperor. 3s to wound. I believe it was a plague weapon. So that's 3 minus good, so it'll be on your Storm Shield and the 3 damage each. He's dead. And then I'll fight with the Poxwalkers.
Took you all that.
So the Poxwalkers have fought. I've got 10 hits in total. Because of Blades of Putrefaction and the fact that I'm strength 5, it means that I'm wounding you on 5's base, 4's because of Blades. Any 6's I roll become 7's. And do mortal wounds with a Plague Weapon, but I don't have a Plague Weapon. So all that's irrelevant.
Nice.
4's. And this is of course on your Dreadnought, so that is 4 saves on your Dreadnought. Fine.
Yep.
So at the end of battle round 3, Bryns scores 2 more points, and I score 3 points, putting me at a total of 9 victory points to Bryns 7. And with that, we now move into battle round 4. Bryn, would you please roll to see which objective is worth more points? Ah, multi-ball!
Can't claim it this turn, but if I can get rid of the tank, then I can start shooting. Yeah, I know.
He's still in combat with the Dreadnought as well?
Yep.
Okay. And these guys are staying still?
Yep.
And he's staying still?
Yep.
Okay. Shooting phase.
Just realised my mic's not on. There we go. Right then, so Storm Cannon into the Predator.
Yeah.
Try and finish that off. But you know what, everything into the Predator, try and finish it off.
Okay.
He can't shoot, so that. He will shoot. Right then, heavy 6 for the last from Bolt Cannon into the Predator. Hitting on 3s. No, sorry, it doesn't hit on 2 still because of Machine Spirit.
Strength?
6, 5 to wound.
Yep.
Cool.
And then the other gun?
Yep, the big gun, heavy 2.
What's this gun called?
The Arachnus Blaze Cannon.
Okay.
Both hit.
Strength?
7. 1 wound, -4.
Okay. Damage?
Straight 3.
I ignore 2 of them.
How dare you?
I'm down to 6 wounds remaining.
How very dare you. Right, so the Sagittarium Guard are going to fire their bolt calibers into the Blightlord Terminators, but they are also going to fire the Arachnus Bolt Caliber Disintegration Beam.
Okay.
So the gold dice are the Bolt Volley and the silver are the Disintegration Beam. They're at -1 hit because of the fire in both profiles.
Sorry.
So the ones that I actually really wanted to hit are the ones that fail big time.
Hey, at least your miss was a 1.
So, strength 5, toughness 5 for the Termies.
Yep. 3.
3,
AP?
-1, I believe.
5 up. Nope, so I take a single wound.
Sadly, yes, you do.
So, end of the combat phase, Bryn killed 2, 1 Poxwalker. And I did 2 wounds back to the Dreadnought.
Yep.
Lucky me, eh?
It's gone downhill big time.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so over to my turn. Moving phase, very, very quick for me. Not a lot to do. And in fact, he's just going to pull up there to give them that cover save. So, Psychic phase. Typhus is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence on the Plague Marines. He doesn't get it. He will also cast Smite on a 9 against him. D3 mortal wounds. Just the 1, which you can ignore on a 6. Nope, so 1 wound on that guy. Not Miasma of Pestilence. Putrescent Vitality and Blades of Putrefaction on this guy. So Blades goes off on an 8 and Putrescent Vitality goes off on a 10. That is it for the Psychic phase. The first thing I'm going to do in the shooting phase is target that thing with my pistol from the Plague Surgeon. And I missed again. So Typhus missed with the Destroyer Hive into him, but the Flamer is next. Number of shots, 6. Strength, 2. 6, okay. So is he toughness 6? Yeah. Forced to wound, re-rolling 1s because it's a plague weapon. -3, 3 damage. He dead.
Oh, he did.
He dead, he very dead. I shouldn't have done that because I should have just let Typhus charge him really to get the objective, but it is what it is. Next up. So the Bile Spur is going to go into that and the multi-melter and the missile launcher into the big tank thing, okay? So the Bile Spur is 3 shots, 1 hit, plague weapon, no wounds. I'm not using them dice no more. So the Predator is going to shoot into the tank, 2 las cannons, 1 hit, doesn't wound. Auto cannon, 5 shots.
Come on, something's got to hit from that tank.
2 hits, 5s, 1 wound.
My God.
What's an auto cannon? -1?
I think so. Is it not -2 for the...
I know it's 2 damage.
The Predator cannon.
It's 2 damage, I know that. Roll your save. That's a pass anyway.
Gee, you know what
Oh, hang on. I did the Bile Spur, but I didn't do the multi-melter or missile launcher, did I? So, multi-melter hits, fails to wound. That's why that pistol should have hit. Crack missile hits, does wound. -2. D6 damage. Yes! D6 damage on that big ass horrible thing. And the Terminators managed to defeat 2 of these guys. 2 wounds with the bolters and then 2 damage with the blight launcher. Next up though, we are going to charge straight into that tank. Has it got minuses to charge?
It does, yes. I think you're at -2 charge range.
Okay, so what guns have you got to fire Overwatch with?
Oh, everything. Right, and so... blast from bolt cannons.
2 hits. Strength 5, 6?
6.
Minus?
-2.
So I am counting as being within cover because of him, so I'm +1, -2, so I'm on 4s. Fine.
And Arachnus on burst fire.
Yep. 1 hit. Strength?
5.
That's a wound. Minus?
-2.
That's a pass as well.
Damn you, sir.
Charge distance 9. This has worked actually beautifully in my favour.
Well,
So the Plague Marines are strength 4, Putrescent Vitality makes them strength 5, which means because your tank is toughness 8, I now wound you on 5s instead of 6s. However, I've also used Blades of Putrefaction, which gives me +1 to wound, which means I wound you on 4s. Any 7s, so 6s, with a Plague Weapon do a mortal wound. Plague Knives are Plague Weapons. So I'm wounding you on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Joy.
And it's in addition to damage as well.
How the hell do you cause plague on a tank?
Oh, no, that's not good, that's not good. So 2 6s for Death of the False Emperor. Cool. So I'm wounding you on 4s, re-rolling 1s. That's bad. However, so 3 mortal wounds, right? Oh, wait there. I'm Plague Weapon, re-roll 2 1s to wound. And then 7 saves with no AP. Does 3, leaves him on
5.
Okay, I've got 4 attacks with the Plague Flails, Flail of Corruption. Each does D3 attacks. There we go. Hitting on 3s. 1 Death to the False Emperor. So these are strength 6, strength 7. I'm still wounding you on 4s. It's a Plague Weapon, I'm re-rolling 1, so I'm fishing for 6s as well. Okay. But that is 5, and the Flail of Corruption is -2.
5s.
They're each 2 damage.
Yeah.
Does it explode?
That's a point.
No. Unless it has special rules to explode on a 4.
I doubt it.
So at the end of battle round 4, Bryns scores 2 points. I score 4 for controlling 2 objectives in each corner. Not too shabby. Recap phase, he did nothing. He killed 5 Poxwalkers, and now he's charging him. So D6 shots. 3. Strength. 6s, it's a Plague Weapon. That's -3, 3 damage, Bryn. If you fail this, you could die. You've got a 6-up shrug. You've only got 2 wounds. You're dead. Do you explode? No. The likelihood is, right, so going into my turn, Typhus would move and run onto that. Fine. They're going to stay there. The Plague Marines will come here. These will probably shoot him. Let's just do the Predator, see if I can kill him first. So the last cannon. That would wound, because... No, it wouldn't. The auto cannon, 5 shots, 2 hits, 3s, 2 wounds. It's definitely -1, and it's a flat 3 damage.
Dead.
I wouldn't have moved on to it, but that means that I would score 6 points, Bryn would score 0, putting me at a total of 19 points. If the game ended, I'm not within 12 to get Linebreaker. We both got Slayer the Warlord, and neither of us got First Strike.
Nope.
So that was a total score of 19-20 to me.
9 to me.
10, Slayer the Warlord.
No, that's it with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think some of them new stratagems, turning the bolt guns to plague weapons, is fantastic.
Yeah, it really is.
That new sword on the Demon Prince was savage.
That is evil.
With Arch Contaminator to give you reroll failed wounds with it,
yeah.
it's absolutely mentally savage. Do you know what? A big blob of Plague Marines like that is so...
evil?
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've really stacked up Poxwalker's abilities to make them strength and toughness 5 doing mortal wounds. And you know what?
They're actually quite survivable.
Yeah,
like
absolutely. And then obviously you've got the Plague Surgeon, you can reroll your Disgusting Resiliences of a 1. And then the fact that you can give them that mutant strain.
Yeah.
6 just do mortal wounds. Like, that's why I kept my last command point. I needed it for that, and I knew they could do work against your 5-man squad.
Yeah.
That's why I kept that. Yes, I probably spent way more command points than what I needed to on the Plague Marines, but it was quite funny.
It was.
It would have been even worse had you actually used that stratagem, and basically you've just spent 4 CP for nothing.
Yeah, it's yeah, that is one I'm really going to have to remember in future.
It's so good.
That would have really changed that.
But not just to, I mean, don't get me wrong, I stacked that up to get all them rerolls.
Yeah.
But, you know, any other army, if you've got Guilliman, if they've got Call, all them reroll failed shots. Do you know what I mean? It's
oh yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, like I say, the new stratagems for
the Shadowkeeper Relic and Warlord trait is brutal.
Oh, that is an evil combo.
Oh yeah, it just debuffs the character so much. I mean,
beheaded your
realistically, your Warlord wasn't even that killy with an axe.
I don't know.
He's not bad, but what made him better was the fact that it's -1 to the save. The person fighting back's got less attacks.
Yeah,
and it was savage.
That is an evil combo. When I was looking at it, I was thinking, I don't know that I really want to take them, but you know, showcase like the new book a bit, and
especially because you actually have Shadowkeepers.
Yeah. Oh, the second I read about them in the book, I thought that's for me.
And then you bought the Codex, and you were like, oh.
Well, I had an idea how I wanted to paint them, and I've always painted more dark sort of style, and when I just read the book, I'm like, oh, Shadowkeeper's in similar colours to mine. Yeah, that's me.
Also, what do you think about this fantastic new terrain from Gamemat?
As I said to you earlier, especially, I really love this piece with that deep crater.
That is actually, that is also part of that set, because you get 3 of them with that set as well.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And because I've, of course, got the 2nd edition Firebase, which basically was left to one side and forgotten, I decided to use this. This is from Scale 75 as well. Pre-printed card terrain, essentially. Nice. So really cool, really easy.
Really sturdy as well.
Yeah, it's solid. Solid.
I thought it was MDF, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good though.
You know what though, like that's got a Plague Marines. I mean, there was 17, there's still 13, 14 of them there. You just didn't touch them because the Poxwalkers were such an annoyance.
Yeah. Well, I say I've played with my friends before, and I know they can be quite irritating to get rid of once they get in with you.
Absolutely. Typhus is a weapon, man, isn't he?
Yeah, he needs to go a lot quicker. I preferred him when I was playing Thousand Suns against him, and I just smited him off the board.
Right, well that's it folks. I hope you've enjoyed, we tried to show off some of the stuff from War of the Spider.
Yes, apologies for missing some of the key ones, like the Captain Commander one, but never mind.
And of course the one to deny rerolls.
Yeah, Emperor's Auspice, yes. That would have really made a difference in that first human phase.
But nevertheless, I seriously enjoyed that. I haven't used me. I don't think I've used my Deathguard since Lucy first arrived here during lockdown. So you're looking at like 3 months ago nearly.
Yeah, this is my first game probably since January.
Wow. Wow. So that's it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the battle. I hope we managed to show off a few different bits and pieces. Bryn, of course, bringing that new lovely transporter I can't even name.
Coronus Graph Carrier.
That one, and of course using some of the Forge World units, as well as some of the new stratagems and stuff as well. I hope you've enjoyed the Death Guard.
That's them, man.
However, remind me not to spend the command point on that pistol again.
No, you just need to send your guy to get some glasses, Harry.
Well, he's a surgeon. He can see perfectly well when there's blood and pus in his eyes.
Well, clearly not.
Anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and we will see you again very, very soon.
Bye-bye.